Oh yeah!
Right, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today we're jumping in the tropical park. We're gonna continue messing around. This is gonna be a pretty low-key, chill stream tonight. But, try to make it entertaining anyway. Hey, Rhett, welcome. Good to see ya. So, the big highlight of last night, I actually spent almost the entire stream on, was this RMC. So we actually set up a little plaza around here. We set up the new kind of little entrance sign over by the queues. Created a structure for the ride photos and actually set up a modular souvenir shop and a couple vending machines. And then we did just a ton of scenery around the station, the front building, the plaza, and the coaster itself. Just a bunch of trees. Nothing super fancy, but this looks much more like a intentional and themed coaster rather than just something we stuck in a free spot just to say we did it. So I'm pretty happy with how this came out. We've got a lot of scenery and terrain work to do back here. This also, I should say, may not be the final location of the coaster. It will be in this area, but we may adjust it kind of further back, further out this way, especially when we move the water park complex. But we'll see. Kind of planning just to take it easy tonight, kind of mess around with some stuff, see what we can do. I'm not looking to go crazy on, you know, building new things, and probably just more so focus on improving what we currently have in the park. I haven't played this game in a long time, and I went back to one of my old parks, and it was my best one ever, and then it hit 100%, and I was almost done with the Viking area. Oh! Yeah, if you're playing on console, and you get capped on scenery pieces, and yeah, that kind of sucks. It makes it difficult to really set everything up the way that you want to, just because you're capped on total pieces and stuff. So I actually don't currently own any consoles. Pretty much all of my gaming is on PC. So fortunately, PC players are not affected by scenery caps. But I definitely feel for those of you that are. It's definitely a bit tricky to I guess I was gonna say workarounds, but it's not really a workaround, it's just to work with, I suppose. It was your last area. Oh, so you were just about there. Man, that sucks. I bet the park is super nice, though. I really want a PC, but my mom says they're too expensive. They can be, but you can get yourself a decent computer for less than $1,000. Something, you know, that you'd be able to play this game on within reason. I have a pretty high-end computer, and so it does a very good job overall of what I want to do, but you know, sometimes even I notice some performance hits. It really depends, because sometimes you make the parks so elaborate. There are parks that I've opened that have slowed my computer down. It's like, whoa, this is... I want to know what kind of rigs the people that are building that kind of park on, you know, what their specs are and how they're able to go so crazy without taking a real hit, or if they do take a hit and just deal with it. So we've got a nice setup over here. We could probably do with, you know, some theming around this coaster. We talked about possibly reorienting it around kind of this slope of the mountain, so it's out of the way of the center square. But I'm not totally sure. I just have a monitor, but I would have to buy the game again and would have to wait for Christmas to get it. Well, it's a week and a half away, so I mean, it's not terribly far out, but I understand having to buy the game again. Although, in the grand scheme of investing in a computer setup, the game is not that expensive, especially if you can grab it while it's on sale, which often right after Christmas. A ton of games go on a pretty deep discount. So I don't know, the winter sale that Frontier was having with PC2 being 50% off, I'm not sure if that's done or not yet. But I would guess that it will go back on sale after Christmas when Steam does the massive winter sale. But we'll see. Alexander, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Hey, look at that. The two of you all remember each other. That's awesome. You know, as much as I like seeing when people come in and interact in the chat with me, I love seeing you all interact with each other. I think that's great. That's really what kind of building up a good community is about. When not only is it people just coming together for me, but really coming together for each other. I take so much pride when I've got... you know, you folks interacting with each other, remembering each other, stuff like that. It's really cool. Like Dale and Bromik, I have no clue if they knew each other before they both came onto my stream. The two of them working together to collaborate on some awesome parks and rides and stuff like that. I think that's just fantastic. So I really like the community aspect of streaming that just develops over time. Really makes me take pride in doing this. Where have they been? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Bromik in probably about a week, maybe a little less. Dale did jump in last night. He was out. He came by and dropped a message after you had left. Dale's here pretty frequently. Bromik is as well. I just haven't seen him in several days. Hope he's okay. This always has quite a crowd. It's kind of interesting. Goes the train right back here. Get a good view of this right here. Yeah, Alexander, I don't think you can collaborate. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can collaborate if you are on different platforms. but I'm not totally sure about that. Alright, why is this backed up? I mean, there's nobody on it. Oh! Ooh, there is on this train. She's okay. That train is totally empty. But we need to get somebody back up here to... Oh, and she's not very happy, of course. She's not going to move very fast. She missed her break. Are you kidding me? She's gonna quit. Alright, let's see if it's too late to change that. Nope. Probably gonna quit. So be it. Alright, Rhett, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so we're not gonna get any help. She's not gonna make it over in time. Let's get somebody else, and honestly, just to save the misery, we're just gonna fire her. I mean, I don't do that, but the fact that she's gonna quit in 40-something minutes in-game, alright, so we've got... this person. Let's drop her over here. Oh, please come run the coaster, please! Come on! Man, this is annoying. I've been having these issues a fair bit. Alright. Yes, go into selection. Please come run that ride for me. Would I give you a suggestion for a coaster? You can. I don't think I'm going to be doing any coaster building tonight, but we'll see. I mean, I can always take a suggestion and, you know, keep it in mind for future projects or consideration and stuff. A futuristic space launch coaster. That would be cool, but that just would not fit in this park. But we could definitely do that in a future park. Alright. Let's get some people over to run. Just hopefully they dispatch these trains soon enough. I don't think they're unhappy yet. Oh, she is. Yeah, he is too. Alright, well, it's finally rolling, so it won't be long. We'll get them off of there. Busted by security. Ha! Didn't even see her. Unless it was, yeah, I don't see them doing anything, but... Oh wait, she's not with him. What is the park about? This is a tropical themed park. It's got several different areas. We've got kind of a sea creature, sea monster area. We've got the pirate area. Jungle area. This is kind of like a tie together a surf area, stuff like that. Well, I heard somebody cranky. It's probably the disgruntled employee that just got sent home. Funny how that sound. Yeah, see, it sticks out over everything. Why haven't I been talking on Discord? Sent you a lot, nothing. I only saw this stuff yesterday. I'm not very active on there. I still hear her groaning out of frustration. I don't know. I don't even see her at this point. Well, I don't hear the sound now, so maybe she actually left. Hey, Strawberry Jam, what's going on, man? Yeah, Alexander, I will get to you. I know I'm slow with that stuff sometimes, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and pin that for whoever comes in that may want to join. It's available to whoever would like it. Probably should just set up a link on my page or something like that, so I don't have to copy and paste it. Or maybe there's just a way to default that into the description. What about a slow coaster around the water like a boat ride? I've thought of that. Given that the terrain isn't in what I guess I'll say is its final... yeah, look at that. Okay, so it's cut off a little bit. We can fix that. Given the terrain is not in its final configuration, I don't think I would be doing anything with that yet. Sampled. But it is something to consider for sure. I have thought about it. We kind of taper that back a little bit there, add the water back in, and now we should have a free-flowing channel. Would I be able to later? Yeah. Yeah, once I get the terrain kind of finalized, come up with a suitable location for it, yes, that is something I would definitely consider. So with that in place. Yeah, still kind of a narrow channel. It is linked, but that right there is like wading depth. It's actually really shallow. And then passes through here. The water down here is actually relatively deep, comparatively. Yeah, kind of that deeper twilight blue. This also is not going to be a very long stream tonight. I've had a long day. I've got to go to work in the morning. So. Ouch! I just caked my desk. A hardwood desk. Ah! Yeah, somebody's grumbling. Or maybe she didn't leave the park yet. I don't know. I just keep hearing that. I'm like, where's that coming from? But I don't actually see. Pretty lengthy line for this coaster. That's actually a pretty sizable line for the chair swing. Given the prestige, I'm actually pretty surprised by. You normally don't get a lot of people going on the old flat rides, but this is pretty popular for whatever reason. I'll take it. Look at the line for the train. Yep, just heard a disgruntled employee again. That's her right there. Let me give her a shortcut. Come on. Out. Alright, there we go. Brand new day. Doesn't look like anybody missed breaks today, which is a good thing. Other than that one. And it was like every day she's missing the break. And wasn't even really assigned to anything in particular. So, I don't know. Yeah, look at the line for that too. Pretty jam-packed. Only a 7-minute queue. Probably because it has such good capacity. I mean, this coaster I think takes, yeah, 32 people at a time. So, 3 trains, it's got good capacity. So that it helps. The same with this. Not really a long line for that coaster, but it's got a steady trickle of people getting on it. Alright, so let's look at some stuff here. Unique attractions, so we're at 24, so we just need one more, but the park rating reputation is actually pretty good. So there. So far what we've got. Let's think about future development. I was thinking about a volcano-themed area somewhere over here. I think if we did that, we would just rotate this back to sit a little further. Give ourselves more space over here. Kind of for a volcano area. The other option is to do that over here and do the water park back here as an option. So we could consider that. Dale, what's going on, man? Good to see ya. Park's looking glorious, loving the fresh vibes. What's your thought on popping off a little rest area with cabanas, villas, views, and some bio-member exclusives? Oh, VIP. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. I almost wish that was a feature in this park where you could do like VIP access and stuff like that. That would be getting a bit elaborate on the park management side of things, but that would actually be a lot of fun. Excuse me. Just me, or have I not seen you before? Just you, yeah. Interesting, we don't really have many. Actually, that one's going out completely empty. Yeah, not many people are getting on this coaster right now. Alright, let's get that clean. Alright, so I'm gonna open up a poll. Alright, go ahead and vote. Yeah, pull time. So the options are place the water park here, or place the volcano park area up here, and the other one would go in this back corner here. So actually, if we did that, we'd probably be able to relocate this in close proximity to where it currently is. We are going to have to reroute the railroad in either case. Actually, we're probably going to have to reroute the track for both of these, and actually perhaps going back here to kind of weave it a little bit. And again, the position of this could change. Not significantly, but we might just try to move it a little bit further. Kind of maximize, because this is a lot of land back here that's just untouched. And so if we could space a coaster closer to the back of the park to leave room up front for some other stuff, that might actually be a good option. Watch that road for that implosion. It's pretty neat. Dated, but it still has a pretty solid crowd going on it, so I don't know. Alright, so we have 3 votes, 2 for the water park in the back, 1 for it in the front. Alright, a 3rd for the water park in the back. I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. And then we don't really have to move that as much. Hey, Sponge Pop, welcome. I started to say SpongeBob and I reread it. I'm like, wait. Is JP here? I have not seen him yet tonight. I don't know if he's around. And a 4th vote for the water park in the back. I think that probably makes the most sense as well. I mean, I do know some parks place their water areas pretty close to front and center, but it's not always the case. Take care of that there. Yeah, he may make his way on later. It just depends. Other thing I'm thinking about is possibly reorienting this coaster just slightly. We'd have to shut it down, move it, probably retest it. Make a couple very minor modifications to it, perhaps. Really? It's her right there. Alright. Guard got him. Out! Could do a little additional theming in here. I'm not sure though. May not need to. Can you see the POV of what? The Hyper? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that real quick. Should have a train coming in just a moment. Yeah, it's coming around the curve here. This is actually the oldest standing coaster in the park. It was the second one I built when I started this park back in the summer. The first was the floorless, and it got replaced by the current floor. Ooh, look at that. Alright, here we go. So JP and I are making a point. What should we name it? I have no clue. It's going to depend on what it's like themed around and stuff. Yeah, that curve right there going up into that hill is one thing that needs to be fixed. And probably a couple of the like turnarounds and helices as well. Themed with F1 Horror, A Christmas Land, A Sci-Fi Land, and I don't know the other yet. Yeah, I don't really know. With all that variety of themes. F1, yeah. Well, F2 would be pretty much the same thing, just slightly... Well, slightly less prolific, I guess you could say. But yeah. But yeah. It's just, I don't know why that did that there. That's one thing to probably try to fix. It's that really small offset. I don't understand why it did that when I set it up. Smooth it, yeah. I remember smoothing it several times. Just that one odd transition. Probably have to smooth just that a couple more times. Alright, let me go ahead and end the poll there. Yeah, so it looks like we'll be doing the water park back here. we'll do a volcano-themed area here. We'll have to figure out how to route the railroad. So we probably have a volcano as a centerpiece kind of over here. Maybe not quite as tall as that. We'll definitely put some sort of a coaster themed around the volcano. Suppose we could start kind of laying a little bit of terrain kind of as the foundation of that. It's just a giant mound at the moment. I like that, just to start. But we need to reroute the train. This is going to take 84 years. Dale! You're wrong! 83. Get it right. The volcano will be really cool, though. Reset my computer because of a virus, so I have to re-download it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So one thing we'll need to consider is maybe angling it out this way. We can do a little terrain work over here. Because I don't think I'm gonna have anything in this area. Temper some of that terrain back just a little bit. Because other than in the corner right there, we don't need all these real high peaks. This one's pretty predominant. Or prominent is the right word to say when talking about that. Figure out what to do more with this over here. But yeah, we basically have those in the back. I would have to close this. Cookie's trying to go to Dante's Inferno level of theming. Which ring? Oh, Steam user ID. Ah, okay. Yeah, so I'll wait to grab all of this and rotate it. I'll do that another time. I'm just trying to lay some prep work for this area here. Actually, we probably can't route this until we figure out the final position of the coaster and route the train around. In some sections, it might actually be able to pass under the track. Like we could here, probably back there we could. Right there we would not really be able to because it's pretty low to the ground. The other thing, I just want to be careful to angle it so it doesn't interfere with the wing coaster there. There's actually really not much of a line. So this may actually be an okay time to... Alright, that train is sending. I'll go ahead and shut it down at this point. Hey JP, what's going on, man? Alright, there we go. Alright, save as a blueprint. And then I am just going to actually try with all the trees. Oh. I wonder how this is going to carry if we try to move it. Yeah. Also, my friend has joined. He is Sponge Boy. Yeah, he actually mentioned that yesterday. I believe he stopped by and said that he was one of your friends and you recommended it. So I appreciate the referral. Guess if you call it that. Or at, you know, for bringing him here. That's real nice of you. Hey, Ben Player, what's going on, man? Now we got the crowd showing up. Yeah, so something like this is kind of my idea. And that really maximizes the amount of room we have kind of up front. And we can theme this over a little more heavily as well. Kind of the turnaround, we can do some work on the terrain. But if we do that... And I don't think there's any other trees that are really being interfered with. Elevation-wise, it all looks good. So let's hit accept, and let's just see how this all translates. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is better. Still maybe just a tiny bit close to this coaster, but it's fine. It's separated by trees. The railroad will be a little something to contend with, but I think this is a good permanent location for it. It's off the path a little bit. Now this here can and likely will change. Turn the angle snap off. Have it tie in back there for now. I think he needs some work with his coasters. Well, I'm not the best one to teach him how to do work with coasters. That's gonna be Jimpers and Brawmick, mostly. Just got back from writing 5 pages of notes in 11 aerial Google Docs about mosques over the span of an hour. One essay that I can hop on. Ooh. Yeah, I don't miss doing that kind of stuff. Needs more shade. Well, they're stuck. Yeah, we could do a little terrain stuff to kind of bring the ground level up over here, but overall it's fine. Just a little finesse. Okay, no, so because the ride didn't get changed, it just got moved. It does not need to retest. We can reopen it. And the next thing we'll do is just figure out kind of how to reroute the railroad. We actually totally could actually keep it passing underneath the coaster here. Let me just check all the height clearances. Yeah, we'll probably have to move some trees. But no, this passes underneath, other than this right here, and it's actually, it has the clearance. So, it actually may not need to be rerouted too much. But depending on where we decide to try to swing it around for station placement, we may choose to do that. This station will be brought back. Unless we want to run it through the middle of the two. Alright. Let me do some stuff right over here. Dale. Why not Baroque cathedrals? Oh, man. The things about cathedrals had words. I'm not smart enough for those yet. The mosque things were pictures. Hey, I'd go for the pictures too, to be honest. Alright, so we've kind of got a small volcano set up. We'll do some more work on that. I'm trying to think of how I want to lay this out. Probably water around the volcano. Kind of like that. ChatGPT is a hell of a drug. Cheating! You know, I can't even say because I've been out of education so long since the advent of AI. So I don't really know how those are considered acceptable or not. Well. Hey, what's going on, Hank? Welcome. Alright, it is time to shut down Dale's favorite thing, how dare I. We're gonna close the railroad. People are not gonna be too happy about that, but we're gonna reroute. You know what? No, we're not. We're not gonna do that yet. Oh, the ride broke down. Ha! Teachers are using AI to detect AI nowadays. Ah! Yeah, Dale, I knew you wouldn't like that. I'm not ready. I was gonna say we could try it, but... No, Dale out of my park's favorite thing. Yeah. Just, we would have to close it to edit it. But I may be able to wait to do that. Because I'm still thinking about how I want to set this area up. I want the main path to pass through every themed area of the park. Because what happens is, if people aren't going to something specific, they're going to bypass it. If the path kind of goes around something. But by getting it to go through every area, people will walk or take a train ride through every area of the park. Except for the very center, but there's really nothing in the center. So... I remember what I wanted to do over here. Deep water. Alright, so that's the water level right there. We're just gonna try this. I don't know how it's gonna work out. Oh, what is that? Ooh. Oh, it's like some old cavern. Ah! Oh, and that's the map edge. Yeah. And there's a goal with all of this right here. Ooh, that's a little too far. And there we've got a pretty even rock face. Basically, that's just laying the foundation for like some more kind of waterworks, like a stream, some sort of a creek or something that goes up, maybe up to the mountainside. Put the water back. And yeah, that fills up pretty nicely. So we got this effect, which I was looking for. Can't even see anything into it because it really... It's the map edge, so it's really not much of a concern. We can lay some water there. Can actually extend that water out even a little bit. I'm so bad at thinking of coaster names. I mean, there are resources that can help you. I like to name my coasters closely, but not exactly after real-world counterparts, with a couple exceptions. But yeah, you've definitely got options. And let me just see how. Ooh, that actually very well could do. Sticks out a little bit. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to place it. Ah! Use ChatGPT. Well, that's okay, that's a totally viable option. Yeah, so I mean, we definitely could place that here and do a little bit of terrain work would definitely be an option, so we could offset that. And then a little bit of the coaster would be kind of sticking up over here. But we could, if we move this and expand the mountain out a little bit further, we've definitely got a viable option to work with. Yeah, think of a story. That's a good option too. Yeah, I'll have to see how to angle that. That might require a little bit of relocating some stuff over here. My thought was to actually run this kind of back here and have it come up and around. Kind of branch off some stuff in the volcano area and bring it up, but I'm not totally sure yet. Angle the path 90 degrees upwards. Oh, kind of out here and have it cut up. I mean, we could do that. Yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do with this, though. We're gonna bring this train station back through here and have it kind of stop over here where it's a hybrid for the surf and volcano areas. And then we'll probably run it around the back. Streamlined through that. So we actually will have to shut this down and rebuild it. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. This is not going to be a super long stream for me. Probably only going to go about another half hour. I'm tired. And I got to go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, so this will get angled over here. Keep the centerpiece of this open. Oh, excuse me. I went to Kings Island yesterday for Winterfest and went on Mystic Timbers. It used to be my least favorite in the park, by the way, and that one night ride made it my #1 coaster, so I made a GCI in Plenco. Awesome. There you go. I'm thinking of just starting to prep this area. Now that I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do with it. Gonna actually change the terrain that we're gonna use to paint it so I can actually see it stand out. We'll use the sand here. There's the code. We'll check it out here in a little bit. we're kind of just setting up an area to build up. I'm not totally sure about that, though. Kinda just want to pipe some water out into this. Well, it doesn't totally fill. Well, it is actually all connected up until there. It just gets really thin in some spots, but that's alright. That's a reference. Alright, when we continue. I'm thinking a cool B&M dive in this corner would be neat. And then we have that old Schwarzkopf I think would be a good fit for somewhere over here. But I'm not totally sure. Alright, yeah, Hank, let's go check out your coaster there. And then I'm honestly thinking I might just call it a night after we take a look at that. I'm just exhausted. It's been a really long day. It's been an okay day, it's just been a long day. Ah, brand new park. I still really have not forgotten about my idea of doing just a brand new park out here. Man, to imagine I started with that. The only remnants that you can really like tell that I've kind of held over are these caves back here, and we even kind of adjusted them a bit, but when I set up the pirate theme, I basically just preserved as much of this as I realistically could and dug the water in around it. We did all the work back here in this corner for the Floralist and everything. One thing I think I want to do in future parks, and I'm just going to point this out, because the terrain change does not respect the boundary, or well, I should say it respects the boundary. It does not carry into. That's why you get like those jagged surfaces and stuff like that. And actually coming up here, you get a really pretty view all over the park from up there. It's cool. It just looks so much different. And then this lake, which I tried to keep as long as I could, and then we just had to kind of take over it. But I really like the natural appearance of the plot of land. Alright, let's get the coaster. Dang, Hank, you really messed up Cookie's evening stream. And that's it right there. Mystic Timbers. That's fine, I don't care about the name. Put your guest spawners all the way in the back. Oh, cool, look at this. Pep Shot juice vending machine, and it's like a little drink box. Yeah, look at that. That sounds vaguely familiar. That's pretty cool. I'm always baffled as to, you know, what you see on the workshop. I could really spend a lot of time browsing these. Pretty neat. Okay, let's get the coaster. None of it's underground. Okay. Let's give it a go. Kind of like a dark ride area. Alright, here we go. Just chillin', was forced to sleep. I didn't. I'm so bored they won't let me chill. Oh man. Just got done putting the twin boys, or getting the twin boys ready for bed. Aw. Ooh. So the test doesn't complete until it pulls into the station. So you get the one up there on the lift. Then that'll exit. I was hurrying when I made it because I had to go to bed, that's why it's so bad. It's not terrible. Hey Jimpers, what's going on? Came at the wrong time? Oh, could you see it again? Yeah, we'll run one more circuit. Scroll back, Jimpers. Like that pop of air. The laterals through this, though, are going to be through the roof. I love all the pops at airtime, but I think this thing's going to be overly forceful. I mean, we'll find out. But, yeah, pulling back into the station there. Yeah, lats of almost 4, the verticals of almost 6. The airtime actually isn't quite as strong as I thought it would be. But still almost -2, that is some very strong airtime. From my perspective, it was kind of rough. No, it definitely was in a couple spots. I found it fairly rough. Overall, I like the layout. I mean, just a typical out and back. Of course, you've got this kind of setup as like a dark area. But if we pull the... So it's got some really good moments, and then it has a few that are just... Like this here just brings down. Which of course I know it's supposed to be themed for like a dark area. If you go to Fear, it's so aggressive through this because of the... This is after the, yeah. It is a cool coaster. Yeah, with your Fear jumping up to 8.5, that's, you know something is too extreme right there. Then it tapers back, and it's actually pretty good throughout that. And your nausea goes way up through that. That's the rough part. So... Yeah, your laterals peak about here. They're not quite as high right there, but still pretty abrupt. That all is okay. Yeah, so this right here is really just the trouble spot. Yeah, your verticals pick up right there. It's a bit high there, but it's not terrible. Still working on that small scale RMC somehow. You're just not happy with how it's come out yet? Or have you just been focused on other stuff? Yeah, but overall, this isn't a bad coaster. It needs a little bit of work trying to temper down kind of really right through here, this real sharp kind of S-curve. I just did the part before the lift because I wanted a switch track for realism, but it didn't matter because it's not. Yeah. It's not really even counted as part of the ride. I mean, really, you could cut down on this bluff area. So what you could do is actually run your brakes kind of out this way. And then have the station kind of set back up here. You cut that excess part of the track out. And it actually gives it a really narrow linear profile. Makes it really suitable to fit in a lot of tight locations. The shaping has just been so weird throughout it. Yeah, I can believe it. So, but that was good. So, Hank, good job with that. Alright, we're gonna jump back in for a few minutes, and I'm probably gonna end up jumping off soon, as I said, but I don't know, we got a crowd turning up. I know I've said this 15 times. I'm wiped out today. Tonight, really. Made it in like 20 minutes. Yeah, for 20 minutes, that's not bad. I mean, if you go back and take an hour and tweak it, I bet you'd have a really solid coaster on your hands. So, for that short of time, you're off to a good start with that. Maybe what we do is somehow reroute some of this up here. Maybe make the bridge over this way. Connect these. Run the path along the back till you get to the water park area or something like that. I really have not thought much about it. I'm kind of too tired to think. Ooh, excuse me. So we're making progress. Park reputation's coming down a little bit. I don't know why. Souvenir sun cream. Oh, that's right, these are the new fields. So they actually added these in the graph. Shelters and guest services that sell sun cream to keep that met. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a scorcher. Oh. Yeah, so you've got quite a lot of people that are actually getting a bit burnt. Probably more prone to happen in this park. Getting people some shade. Any POVs that you all want to see before I call it a night? Got a little bit of time for one or two. We already did the hyper. Well, you just finished the RMC working on getting it up. Alright. Alright, any POVs in this park you want to see in the meantime before we go check out Jimper's Coaster. And that will be the last thing we do. So, thanks, Jimpers. That'll be a good note to end it on. So I'm glad you got that up and ready. I think I really haven't done much. I was debating whether I wanted to stream tonight or not, and I decided I do, and I just haven't done much. It's kind of, I did say it was going to be a relatively chill night, just messing around, but I'm pretty sure we'll be streaming tomorrow. The Giga? Yeah, we can do the wing. I mean, it technically is a Giga, but it's the wing model, not the typical Intamin Giga. Click the coaster, not the umbrella. Alright, my front bumper POV here. Yeah, anyway, I will be on tomorrow. As far as I can expect. This still looks so much better when all the terrain and scenery is in place around it. Any of you guys ever thought about adding your own audio and voice recordings on top of a track for a coaster? I have, I just haven't actually made the recordings. But yeah, that has crossed, you know, my mind. That'd be pretty cool, actually. So yeah, there we go. That's the wing right there. And, oh. Why is the ride broken down? Look at... I don't understand this. All these people are stuck on the, and they're all happy. You can do trigger sequences for these. Oh, it's broken down at this station. Okay. Oh, she's over there. Alright, let me grab her and move her back here. See if we can... Alright. We'll get to that just a section, person. Alright, let me grab her now. Get the ride fixed. Wait, really? Yeah, okay, there she goes. Now she's coming over to fix it. I'd use Fruity Loops and GarageBand if I were to make ride theming audio. Those are the two programs I'm okay with using. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, as soon as she gets that fixed. Alright, shut it down to send the trains out. They're all going to be backed up. Now we can drop her back in the main path here. Just gonna have a little bit of a release time to stagger those out. We got that working now. So all of that should be fixed. And let's see how many people are actually like upset. Ooh, somebody got a little bit sunburned in the park because she didn't put any sun cream on. Oh, that was stupid. Let's see, but they're all happy. Like, none of them ever got desperate or anything like that, so... Interesting. Anybody wants custom ride audio, DM me with a theme and a script. Alright, let me go ahead and save now that we got that taken care of. And last thing we'll do tonight is check out Jumper's RMC. Thanks, Dale. Yeah, it is a good song. Alright, let's get the coaster off the workshop here. There we go. Jimpers, this better not suck. None of your coasters have ever sucked. No pressure! Jeez, Dale! Alright, well your coaster station would have to be reoriented. But just for the test. I don't really care. Of course, if we actually built with this, we would have to flip it. You could probably do the exit on this side and the staircase that runs under cuts it. Excuse me. It looks like fun. Alright. Here we go. Ooh. Looks like a fun pre-lift. That don't make any sense. Oh man. Ooh. Coaster's got a bite to it. Wow. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, it looks like a really fun coaster. Alright. I think the final brakes are a little bit too lengthy. You could do more airtime, kind of pops and stuff throughout here, which I know there's already a lot of it, but kind of keep the coaster flowing because there's a big slowdown. This is actually, for a small scale RMC, I mean it's not super tall, but it actually is quite long. You've got kind of this, it's not really a triple out and back, but it kind of makes this box pattern where you're going kind of 3 times each of these. It goes twice when it cuts back this way. When you go 1, 2, 3, and then back down here. That's criminally underrated. Yeah, see, it's only about 100 feet tall or so. 57 miles an hour. But it actually is good pacing throughout. Doesn't feel like it gets super slow at any point. Those are all respectable G-forces. Laterals are a little bit high, but it's probably not too bad. One thing that I noticed is you've got 3 3 inversions. This one is kind of unique with the 0G roll that kind of cuts into a sidewinder. But then you've got just 2 kind of 0G or heartline rolls. And while I like them and they work well with the layout, I would love to see one of them changed into like a drawn out like a drawn out 0G stall somehow. Just give maybe a feel of a little bit of, you know, difference in the inverting elements, because all 3 of them just felt like pretty straight up 0G rolls. Of course, each one is profiled a bit differently, which is nice. But I'm a sucker for big stalls on the RMCs. Well, this looked like a lot of fun. Forces are respectable. It does get a little slow back here, but it doesn't feel like it. You feel like you're still going fast over all these airtime hills, which still produce a good amount of excitement. It does kind of slow down after that, but no, overall I think each of those are pretty good. Fear never really seems to peak much. Little bit through a couple turns, but it's not bad. Yeah, that picks up a little through that, but it's not bad. Yeah, the sharpest laterals are right up here, going through that roll. And then over here on the sideways airtime hill. Good variation of vertical. Some great ejector off of these hills here. And then you can see a lot of white, which I like, is a good sign of a lot of floater. You get some more mild ejector in some of these spots here. But that's a fun pre-lift too. I like that. So yeah, Jimper's great job with this. It's a very well designed coaster. Looks like a lot of fun. Like, even though it's not super tall or fast, I'd go nuts on something like this. So, great job. Alright, folks, it is time for me to wind down for the evening, so I am going to cut the stream here. We should be picking up tomorrow evening. So we'll see. I may decide to take the evening off from streaming, but I don't know yet. I'm more likely to than not, but I'm not sure. But no, it was a little bit of a low-key stream tonight, but hope y'all enjoyed it anyway. It was good seeing everybody. You get a lot of people hanging out for a while, which I always like. And so we'll pick back up either tomorrow or Tuesday, if not tomorrow. Hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, and as always, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.